Next item of business would be item 8B, district reports. Dr. Gonzalez.
Yes, sir. This is a monthly report from our Facilities Maintenance and Operation Department. Lorena Garcia and Ruben Trevino are here to walk us through this month's projects, and this item is for information purposes only.
And I am here to introduce Mr. Trevino, our Executive Director. He's got some great work. A lot of work has been accomplished over the summer. And Mr. Trevino?
Good afternoon,
Good afternoon.
Superintendent, members of the board. The report,
Just gonna get it up on the screen. It's okay.
If you'll just make sure your microphone's on, sir. Agreement.
it sure is.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Floor, you're waiting.
He's waiting for his.
PowerPoint. Ruben, first day of school. How did we fare overall?
Pretty much it was a good start this morning.
Good start this morning?
Very minor concerns. Nothing major. We had staff, just like we do every year, come in at 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning, try and beat the rush, try and start monitoring campuses. We had HVAC staff come in at 6, a couple of skeletal crews for electrical and plumbing as well. So we were able to tackle whatever was on early on.
Perfect.
So for the most part, it was a great start.
Good news. Good to hear. Thank you, sir, to you and your team.
Yes, I'm here to report on the projects that have been completed for the month of July. The first slide that you'll see is the paving project that we've completed over this summer, which were the paving improvements over at Jackson Elementary, Escandon, Brown, over at Jackson. We redid all the front area along with the drive by the cafeteria off to the west side. Escandon Elementary, the teacher parking lot was completely redone, along with the east side, which is the cafeteria and the drop-off pickup area along with the front entrance. And Brown Middle School, we had the large teacher parking lot with the front drop-off and pickup area as well. By the front and then the back, on the southwest corner of Brown, we went ahead and put everything in concrete, which is a main drive for the main delivery trucks and the trash and delivery trucks that go in the back. The next slide is the chiller replacements that we did all in-house by our FMO department. We did Roosevelt, Seguin, Crockett, Kathy, Wilson, and Memorial. Wilson was moved up on the list on the replacement schedule due to an emergency situation with that one chiller. We were able to use the chiller that was scheduled for Navarro, which was 60 tons, that equaled the one at Wilson, so we were able to use the chiller that we had scheduled for Navarro on the replacement schedule. And those were all completed in-house. We were able to achieve some savings. We were able to purchase all chillers with a 5-year parts and labor warranty. That includes pretty much everything, including the gas. We also hired out the crane ourselves along with the certified welding.
Trustee Suarez.
Mr. Trevino, when you say replacement schedule, if and I know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask you anyways. When you say replacement schedule, let's say, for example, Navarro, but Navarro's tower is still working, why is it important to have it replaced anyways?
You have a life expectancy on these machines that will extend out to 12, 15 years, depending on the maintenance. After going and looking at what we have currently in place, it was determined that it could wait another 8 months, 9 months before it's replaced versus one where we had 2 or 3 burnt out motors or pumps.
But you would agree that when we put these new units in, they're definitely more efficient than they were than what they currently have.
Yes, sir.
Just a quick question, if I may. People always ask me what a chiller costs. Ballpark.
Ballpark right now, on the majority of the chillers that we're purchasing, they're in the 60 to 70 ton range. Chiller right now is costing us, buying it direct, in the $45,000 to $47,000 range. And then we'll go out and we'll quote out the crane services. We'll do the electrical in-house, and we'll have our on-call MEP engineer oversee the install. And then the manufacturer will be present for the startup to be able to not void any warranties.
So turnkey installed
turnkey
between 50 and
right now,
100?
The industry right now calculates about $1,000 to $1,200 a ton for a turnkey job. We're achieving a little bit lesser than that by doing it in-house and saving and able to purchase the warranties.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. President, if I may?
Yes, sir.
I did want to take this opportunity to thank Facilities Maintenance and Operation, Mr. Trevino, Mrs. Garcia, for following our facilities education master plan to a T and really leveraging our replacement schedules. I want to commend you all because you all are doing a fabulous job, so thank you.
Well said.
Our next slide is the one task that, we tackled this summer. This was the upgrading of the security entrances for the middle schools. We had pretty much finished all the elementaries in the past. This was a goal that we set, and we wanted to complete them before the first day of school. So here you see the front entrance to Brown. It was completely modified, it's been totally redone, cabinets, countertops, everything was pretty much done in-house. And we were able to complete pretty much every campus, including Lincoln. On the next slide, as you see the front entrance to De Leon. Right now, we're in the process of installing the panic devices or the hardware for the doors that will close after the day starts, which is the black ornamental iron that you see out there. The next slide is the Travis Middle School security entrance. We were able to redo the reception window, redo some modifications to the front reception counter along with some paint work, and install the secondary set of doors. The next entrance is Cathy Middle School. Now we have a separate entrance to the left. And if you remember, the old entrance was the one that led you straight into the hallway. Now you're greeted by that reception area that you see off to the right on the slide. And then you're able to be buzzed into the hallway. The next slide is Fossum Middle School. Fossum really didn't have too much to do, except for the modification of the window that you see there. It was one piece to where you could literally fit through it. So now we went ahead and modified the window and made it a smaller size to make it more safe. We also did Lincoln. At that time, it was a middle school. Now it's a Chief Early College. We redid the front reception area as well with the window and the secondary set of doors to be able to be buzzed in. And this here is De Leon Middle School. De Leon, that's the interior of De Leon, which used to be a counselor area. The counselor area was completely remodeled, returned into the reception for the Peams clerk and the receptionist for the campus. So now you're able to be buzzed in once the school day starts through that secondary entrance. And then Morris, we went ahead and we were trying different options with Morris. We ended up with going with this option, which is another entrance that you see on the right slide off to the left as you're facing the front of the school. And now you have a brand new reception area with all new built-ins with the reception window as well. This summer, on the safety security upgrades, we've also...
I'm sorry, just before we go off on this one. There were also some modifications to the high schools. Those are still ongoing, or most of them are complete?
Modifications to high schools are ongoing. We finished with the middle schools here about
Absolutely.
2 weeks ago.
Right.
We're moving on to the high school campuses now. We visited with the Lamar staff. We've got a contractor starting the fence on the southwest corner
Okay.
and the west side. Hopefully the contractor will be on site tomorrow, if not the day after. The purchase order was already obtained for that. We've also submitted the design and gone over the work that's to be done with the administration at the campus. And we're going to be proposing a secondary set of doors over at Lamar and rework the ramp to create one entrance coming into the same way, where you're going to have the police officer sitting in that corner that's got glass, so he'll have visibility over the entrance and the hallways themselves.
Excellent.
At Rowe High School, we've also done the secondary entrance, which is now you're greeted by a receptionist, and then you're bussed in after the day starts. We're right now waiting on a permit from the city for moving the security hut to McHigh. We were out there today, chief, myself, with some of the administration, and saw the flow of traffic going through there. Now there's some changes that were made. So we're striping some of those areas, moving some parking spaces to create the front of McHigh. You can no longer access after the school day starts. Now you're gonna have to park in the parking area and then walk to the front to get greeted or get bussed in once you go through security. And then Memorial, we're making some modifications to the front of the school as well. So we're now moving into finishing off the high school campuses with additional fencing and some additional cameras were needed and additional security entrances.
Mr. President, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Great report, I really appreciate this update. Getting into the parking, does this mean that visitors and students are going to intermix in that parking lot, or they're going to be separated on some way?
As far as the McHigh parking,
Yes.
we did visit that today, and we wanted to be there and get the real feel for the flow of traffic and people walking in and out. We're gonna have to label some visitor parking areas and designate those only for the visitors during the day.
Is there any way to fence that, create another fencing barrier so that those visitors cannot get into the parking lot where the students may be coming and going?
We're
as
looking
they?
at another option, which
Okay.
is a teacher fenced area that's already fenced there, and possibly creating another area in between for visitor parking, just to drive in, park there, and walk out,
Okay.
versus going to the other parking.
Is this a similar situation that you're going to be facing at the other three, Lamar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're going to have to look at that as well?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Dr. Gonzalez, how was the feedback from the parents? I know now we're asking them to park and not just drive up and students come out and meet them from lunch. So
Yes, sir. It's been very receptive, and I was just thinking, I do want to thank the community. I know at our last town hall meeting with regard to safety that we had, a lot of that feedback came from there. It comes from our strategic plan, it comes from our facilities education master plan, and that very point was made at that town hall meeting where parents said, we want our schools to be safe. And if we're going to drop off lunch, we believe that we can get down and walk in so we don't risk our children having to walk out of that building. So I do want to commend the community, the staff for making safety a priority, and also to our Board of Trustees for making safety a priority. And again, FMO for doing all that work in-house and doing it so well and doing it with so much detail. That was the feedback we got at that town hall meeting. They said we want our middle schools and our high schools to be safer. And I want to commend you for the speed that y'all did that with. If you all get a chance, anybody in the community, go by and check out our middle schools and see the work we've done with our high schools. And it's just our FMO is second to none when it comes to building quality products. So thank you, Lorena and Ruben.
Thank you. Our next slide is the whiteboard installations that have been going on over the summer. Memorial High School was ongoing at the time of submitting the report. It's now pretty much finished. Alvarez as well is complete. Seguin is already ongoing, and Achieve will continue as well with the whiteboard replacements. Ongoing projects on the construction for the roofs. We have Gonzales, which is ongoing as we speak, and Rayburn. We also have Lincoln Middle School, which is next in design, and the technology building over at Crockett that is also going to get re-roofed as well.
Ruben, how does it work with that Gonzales and Rayburn, them working on the roof during the day? We're working, is the noise
We're
affected?
in constant contact with the administration, with the principals there. We've had some of the construction meetings at the site, and they've been instructed, for the laydown areas, they need to be completely fenced. So we're hoping that these roofs are completed around mid-October, which is before the testing season. And if there's anything going on, principals are fully aware that if they don't want anything or any noise being, messing up some lessons or testing or any benchmarking that they may be doing, they will call us and we will let the contractor know. And at the end of the day, if we need those extra days, we'll go ahead and grant them to the contractor on the contract.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Of these that are listed, Gonzalez, Rayburn, and Lincoln, which one of those are from hail loss?
They're all,
All of them?
Yes.
Is this the last roofs from the hail loss settlement of
Well,
damage from 2012?
we're still going through, you know, some of them, but this is gonna be pretty much all of it. As far as the main, the bigger roofs, where the settlement was, you know, most of the settlement for that particular campus had to do with roofs.
Thank you.
The playground replacements that have been completed, Escandon, here's a picture of the one at Escandon that is now fully completed over the summer. Alvarez has also been fully completed, and this is in working together with the city through the CDBG funding that was provided.
Real quick, all three of those, are those all with city funding?
Yes, sir.
So it had nothing to do with principal funds or?
No. Yes, Bonham and Seguin is ongoing right now, which is pretty much almost complete as well. Some of the other summer projects that we also have going on, the safety fence that we're installing over at Fossum Middle School. We had the pre-construction meeting at the site last week with the contractor. Air handler replacements at Rowe High School. We've got a meeting scheduled tomorrow morning at 9 with the contractor and the engineers to go over the last details. The camera intercom installs that are going on. We've got the one going on at Achieve, De Leon, Jackson Intercom, and Mackay Intercom is already done as of last week. We also have a bleacher replacement scheduled for Kathy in the next week or so to come. And we're working with staff there to make the gym available for 3 to 4 days.
Ruben, on the fence replacement, that's our project with the city, who's, or the
That
state?
is-
Department of
that is-
Department of
TxDOT.
Transportation, right?
That is using the funding from TxDOT,
Right,
yes.
okay. And then the bleacher replacement, that's just what we,
That's on the ongoing.
but that's the original bleachers
Yes.
at Kathy.
That's original
Gotcha.
bleachers. We also have some fire alarm replacements, which is administration of the HR building, which is ongoing. It's at about 80% complete. Alvarez is also at about 80% right now as a whole campus, and Lamar Academy as well. And the last slide is the work order submitted for the month of June and July, 533 to 294 and 684 to 351. Some of these numbers are usually lower in the summer because it involves larger projects. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Trevino. Any questions or comments from the board? We certainly appreciate your diligence and your hard work and the efforts you put forth. Thank you, Mr. Trevino.